hundreds of thousands of patrolmen report for duty, armed with a badge and the latest in video technology. You are about to witness their never-before-seen footage, their stories caught on tape. Now on Disorderly Conduct, an officer goes one-on-one with a gunman. A car goes one-on-one with a train. And a robber goes one-on-one with his own shotgun. We've got hits, pits, and fits right now on Disorderly Conduct. Three men in a stolen car run from police in Burbank, California. The chase reaches a busy intersection, but the suspect gets through without incident. And now, traffic is so light that he has pretty much the whole road to himself until this. The suspect slams head-on into a compact car making a left turn. Out of control, the car heads straight for two people at a bus stop who barely make it to safety. Only a chain-link fence stops the suspects from plunging into the Los Angeles River below. The three suspects bail out of their car with their hands up. Two women in the totaled compact car are badly shaken, but amazingly suffer only minor injuries. It's a crash that could have killed any of the 7 people involved. But today it results in the successful arrest of 3 suspected gang members for auto theft. Officer Lee Sherrod makes a routine traffic stop in Port Wentworth, Georgia.
Hey, man, you got driver's license insurance for me?
The officer gets the man's name, but isn't clear on his birth date.
What year?
80.
80.
It doesn't quite add up.
So obviously you're not drunk. Now, I'm asking you your name and date of birth. I will ask you one more time, sir. If you fib to me, I'm gonna place you under arrest. And your date of birth?
7/14/75.
What I'm gonna ask you to do is step out the car, okay? Hold up a second. Let me put my pad back in my pocket.
But the suspect doesn't have a second. He's off and running with Officer Sherrod in close pursuit. The suspect doesn't get far before he's off the road.
Okay, boy, just 5 out, 21 bucks out.
Officer Sherrod heads straight for him. He hits the suspect's car hard. But the man still wants to run.
Be advised, he recovered, getting back on 21 northbound.
The chase moves onto the freeway.
He is stopping. I'm not sure what's going on, if he's gonna bail, but he's stopping.
Where you at?
No, ma'am, he's not stopping. We're turning around. He is going against traffic. We are going up the wrong way at the 104.
The order comes over the radio from Sherrod's commanding officer. The suspect gets going in the right direction again.
We are now back northbound.
But Officer Sherrod is still determined to end this chase. And now he has some backup with a second dash cam rolling. In front of him is Corporal James Ryan, who moves up to make the pit. The suspect plays a risky game trying to dodge the cruiser.
He's trying to set up her pit, but the guy keeps going side to side.
Down the road, Corporal Ryan makes his move. He gets the suspect going sideways in the middle of the freeway. Officer Sherrod is close behind.
He's been pitted. I'm trying to see what we got right now. He is recovering. He is going again.
But Officer Sherrod is still confident it will end any moment now.
He's going to hit the guardrail, and he's going to have nowhere. He is in the middle of nowhere, and that's right now in the median.
Corporal Ryan moves in again for one more shot. This time, he gets the suspect completely turned around and stays with him all the way.
Been pitted. I'm driving just a second.
And this time, he's pitted for good. It took a little longer than Officer Sherrod had hoped. But it thankfully came to an end with nobody hurt. And the suspect is booked for fleeing, reckless driving, and failure to maintain lanes. Charleston County, South Carolina. A suspect fleeing in an SUV with a trailer has reportedly killed a man in a hit and run. And now 23-year-old Sheriff's Deputy Joseph Lucius is trying to stop him. He's about to get his chance. The SUV swerves around traffic at an intersection but loses control and comes to a rest facing Deputy Lucius. The suspect climbs out of the driver's window, but he doesn't have his hands up. He's holding a shotgun. And now he's taken cover behind his car. Deputy Lucius has his weapon drawn and keeps an eagle eye on any movements through the SUV windows. That's the laser light from his gun, targeting the suspect at the edge of the car. But the suspect is taking aim too, and he's got his finger on the trigger. The suspect fires, and the laser light from the deputy's gun falls. He's hit in the chest with a buckshot just above his bulletproof vest. The deputy is in a lot of pain, but he still has a hold of his gun, and the suspect is way overconfident. Deputy Lucius fires back, and the suspect goes down. Moments later, backup arrives, and the injured suspect is taken into custody. Off camera, Deputy Lucius is treated and taken to a hospital. He survives a buckshot pellet that lodged near his heart. The suspect was treated for a bullet wound to his left shoulder. He was later found not guilty of murder in the hit and run and in the shooting of Deputy Lucius by reason of insanity. A lot more mayhem on the way on Disorderly Conduct. A cashier shows a robber how to use his own shotgun the hard way. And a driver stalls his car in a very, very bad place. All that and more off-the-rails action on Disorderly Conduct. Police pursue a suspect through neighborhood streets in Brownsville, Texas. The man is wanted for an alleged assault and fleeing in the same car the day before, and he's in no mood to surrender. He runs stop signs and cuts off other drivers in a bid to escape.
Taking a right, on Express, northbound.
The chase moves onto the freeway with the suspect still trying to shake this pursuit. Up ahead, another officer waits to intercept the chase.
Here northbound at the Price Road. You want me to pick him up if he comes this far north?
That's the suspect in the car to the left. He darts off the freeway with a parade of officers on his tail.
Exiting 802. Back on the expressway, northbound. Back on the expressway, northbound.
But there's a hard left turn coming up. Real hard.
Okay, 50.
He careens up onto the embankment, pulls a U-turn, and tries to take the pursuing officer out of action. Circling back again, the suspect tries one more shot. But he's surrounded. And his car is run down and pitted to a stop on a curb. Off camera, cops with guns drawn pulling from the driver's side. Moments later, he's laying down in the backseat of a cruiser, with one cop keeping him subdued and another driving him to the city jail.
I knew we were going to end up catching this guy today. Yeah, I knew it. Same call from yesterday. Same kind of call. Oh, man. I know he rammed the 136.
He sure did. No one was injured in the chase. The suspect was booked for evading arrest, assault, and unlawful weapons possession. You're watching a robbery in progress at a convenience store in Atlanta, Georgia. The owner and a cashier struggle with an armed robber behind the counter, while an accomplice watches off camera. But the two crooks trying to knock over this place have picked a bad day. In the struggle, the shotgun fires. Everyone ducks, but no one is hit. This would-be robber calls out to the other bandit for help. So much for honor among thieves. It's not the first time this store has been targeted by gun-toting thugs. After the last robbery, the owner got wise and hired a cashier with some muscle and the will to use it. And once he gets control of the shotgun, he's got the will to use that too. Or at least one end of it. And once again, for good measure. But this is one hard-headed bad guy. He goes down, but he won't give up. So time to line up another shot. It's as if he's swinging a sledgehammer as he connects hard. But this guy is still trying to split.
Hey, okay, bro. Get out. Don't move.
That hit has the desired effect. The crook is subdued.
Don't move, okay?
But it's still not a great time to come through the front door. At least, not with the owner holding the shotgun. Meanwhile, the cashier puts in a pretty convincing call to 911.
You better hurry up to the hospital or you're gonna have some dead people. Okay? Mother truck and I want to kill nobody. I just told you. Damn it, it's a robbery.
And also keeps up a running conversation with the suspect.
What's the move, brother? Damn it. You understand, mother? Yeah. You know better how to blow your damn brains out? Yeah.
Apparently, he's been paying attention. Soon the police will be here to haul him away to jail. But first, they'll have to make a stop at the emergency room. Total take for this crook: 1 broken arm, several broken ribs, a concussion, and a few hard-won words of wisdom.
I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker. Don't you move.
Port Wentworth, Georgia. Sergeant Lauren Scholes checks out a car stalled on the tracks at a railroad crossing. He sends a call out to stop the train ahead of the crossing as the car's owner frets.
Advisement crossing number 632. I've got the tracks in front of the move. I need to stop the train.
The driver had dropped off a friend at the airport and was taking an unfamiliar route home. Now he's got his car at the far right of your screen, hopelessly stuck in harm's way.
Come here. There's a train coming right there. Okay. No, there's no way to get it off there. Come here. I've got a tow truck coming.
Sergeant Scholes is doing everything he can.
All right, man.
But he has to be realistic. That call might not reach the train before it reaches this car.
No, he's coming. He's going to hit it. Okay, what can we do? Not a whole lot.
And the tow truck he's called might not beat the train either.
So stupid.
The driver still can't believe this is happening.
We can't push it straight forward. It won't come off the flat.
Time is running out.
You better get it out there. Have this car get hit.
Still no tow truck, and still no word if the train has been stopped down the tracks.
Dude, there's nothing we can do about it. Oh my God. Come here.
And then
It ain't that fine, Phil. Come here. Oh my God.
the sergeant makes one last attempt to flag down the train with his flashlight. Who knows? It just might work.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
As the men step aside and watch helplessly, the train slams into the car, pushing it several hundred yards down the track. A bad day for the car's owner, but he can be thankful for one thing. At least he had plenty of time to get himself out of the way.
Oh my God.
Stay on track. More disorderly conduct is coming up. Van on the run. It's Volkswagen versus Paddy Wagon. Winner take all.
God.
And this suspect runs right into a brick wall. More disorderly conduct is next. Here's one you won't see too often. A guy actually trying to outrun police in a Volkswagen van. The suspected DUI nearly hit another driver who made a call to police in Hudson Oaks, Texas. And now the man in the van is on the lam, and he's going where no VW has gone before.
Got an accident here.
He takes it off-road and nearly runs down some wildlife. The pursuing officer is pretty sure this chase is over. But this van is still up and running. The suspect takes it into the unknown again. This time onto a dirt road.
He tried to take me out. He advised me tried to ram my vehicle.
The van runs a stop sign, back on the hardtop again.
Down on North Service. With a stop, four-way stop.
But the man in the little bus is having some problems. His right rear tire is starting to go, and it looks like the end is near.
Be advised, we're going to end this pursuit. We're going to be stopping here to watch the tire.
At least that should have been the end of it.
Oh my God!
Here's how it looks from a second pursuing car as the suspect goes into a downhill plunge.
Oh my God!
The first officer takes a deep breath and keeps going. Back on the road again, the suspect is finally run down. And there he is, bailing and running with the cops close behind. He was captured hours later at his home and claimed that the van had been stolen. Cops didn't buy that story. He was busted for DUI and fleeing and put in the back seat of a cruiser.
I've never done anything like that in my life. Is there any way I can turn myself in?
You are turning yourself in right now.
In the end, he couldn't get away. Not even in the little van that could. Almost.
Oh my God!
Police in Millersville, Tennessee try to stop a 16-year-old driver behind the wheel of a stolen car. Also with the suspect is a 20-year-old passenger as they try to outrun the law in the middle of the night.
Montana headquarters passing Jackson Heights, speed about 87 miles an hour.
It could be simple inexperience or fear, or simply driving way too fast. But the kid behind the wheel makes a really bad decision. It looks like he's trying to make a hard left, but it's way off the mark and over the hill. As the suspect careens into a parking lot.
We just walked right into the karate studio.
But it's not over. The driver's door is blocked. The suspect climbs out the passenger side and is nearly clobbered by a huge section of falling brick wall.
I got him foot.
The suspect tried to circle back around the scene on foot, but was soon caught as cops bring him cuffed down the hill on the right. The passenger who never left the car told police he'd only been along for the ride. Both suspects were busted for auto theft and fleeing, but at least one was lucky he didn't bust every bone in his body. Don't try running. Disorderly conduct will get you every time. Coming up, fleeing from the fleer and feeling every second of it. And a waterlogged crook loses his clothes to a boatload of cops. Stay tuned for more Disorderly Conduct next.
Back towards 55th Street now.
In Cleveland, Ohio, a police chopper keeps an infrared eye on a suspected DUI fleeing from cops on the ground.
Okay, he's backing up.
The suspect thinks he's found a good spot to take off on foot.
Okay, he's bailing. He's running through the yards now.
He's doing some pretty good broken field running in the dark.
Okay, southbound through the yards. Jumping fences, falling down.
until he nearly breaks some bones trying to jump over a fence. But he's on his feet and running again, barely missing a beat.
Got him. Head chopper. Still southbound. Car's right in front of him.
No one ever said making a getaway at night on foot was easy. If you're not running into a fence, you're nearly getting run down by a police cruiser. Again, the suspect gets away in one piece. He catches a lucky break. A fence with an opening. The suspect tries to hide behind a garage. A heat-seeking cop in the air misses nothing.
All right, he's hiding behind a green garage right now.
And the heat on the ground is already on top of the suspect.
There's somebody with him.
All right, he is in custody. They got him in custody.
He was charged with DUI and failure to comply with an officer after a long run that got him nowhere. This man in a Las Vegas casino is about to make a very risky gamble. He's betting that if he shows his gun, the cashier will fork over some winnings. The woman on the left at first counts her own money, but then nervously clutches her cash when she realizes what's going on. The man completes his illegal transaction. Then moments later, cameras catch him firing the gun as he runs outside the casino. The good news is that no one is hit by the flying bullets. The bad news is that the man gets away, but Las Vegas police have an ace in the hole. They have this tape and are betting that someone will recognize the gambling gunman so they can bring him to justice. He looks like a regular guy enjoying a dip in the water, but this disorderly swimmer is wanted by the cops in this boat and the officers standing by on shore. The suspect and an accomplice are being chased for a home invasion robbery a few miles away. The homeowner was hit in the head. Somebody called 911, and the suspects fled when the police arrived. One was caught after a short gun battle with no injuries. The other guy jumped into the river. And everyone knows you can't run or swim from the law. But you can make them work real hard. The suspect has lost almost all his clothes while attempting to get away. And now it's fair to say that he's in full skinny dip mode. But grabbing this waterlogged crook is going to require more than a boat. The officers actually have to jump into the water to capture the suspect. He's finally landed, covered and busted. And most of all, exhausted. The swimming suspect and his pal were charged with aggravated robbery and felony eluding, which could send them down the river for a very long time. Sit tight. Lots more disorderly conduct ahead. Running in the Georgia mud with lots of cops and plenty of donuts. And when you can't run, might as well stop. Stick around for more impact when disorderly conduct returns. A police officer in Macon, Georgia pulls over a truck for speeding, but it seems the suspect would like a few more serious charges added. Like fleeing, the man behind the wheel with a buddy riding along is good at dodging any pit maneuver attempt. And he's got a few other talents as well. Like off-road fleeing. There's a lot of slippery Georgia mud under that grass, but the officer is game, and so is the suspect. More cops join the mudfest. The suspect reverses direction with a spin of the tires, but then gets it in gear again and heads back to the highway. Back on the freeway, the suspect still wants to play cat and mouse until he tries a hard right turn down a side road. From out of nowhere, the officer rams the side of the truck trying to force it to a stop. It almost works, but this suspect still wants to run. The lead chase car tries to push him off-road again, and it begins to dawn on the suspect that he won't be outrunning the police tonight. He's off-road all right, but this time he's off to jail. Turns out the truck was stolen from his boss. The suspect was booked for theft, reckless driving, and fleeing. A late-night thief hopes to clean up at a coin-operated car wash in Pasadena, Texas. The suspect moves from machine to machine trying to break open the money boxes. He bangs him with his fists and kicks him with his feet. When that doesn't work, he looks for fixtures he can rip from the walls and use as improvised burglary tools. He smashes and bashes, but can't get at the coins. Next, he finds a rock and gives that a try. He slams it against the money box, hoping to break the lock, but still no luck. The guy in the baseball cap winds up and fires a high, hard one. And again, he strikes out. The frustrated suspect does nearly $8,000 worth of damage to the car wash. He leaves empty-handed, but not before providing police with more than enough evidence to track him down. He's arrested and charged with felony criminal mischief after the tape of his failed smash and grab airs on the local news. Bryant, Arkansas, Officer Jeffrey Plouch is in a fast highway pursuit of a stolen car. As the suspect behind the wheel in this red Mustang is taking it to the limit. He veers over the grass median, but the officer can play that game too. The suspect has a good lead. But thanks to a lot of cooperative motorists, Officer Plouch has a fighting chance to catch up. So far, the suspect has been able to keep a good distance between himself and the police cruiser. But with the officer closing in, he decides to change tactics. He jams on the brakes. Officer Plouch can't stop in time. He slides on the wet bridge surface and slams into the suspect. As the dash cam feels the impact, the suspect was hoping to take the cruiser out of the chase, but took himself out instead. Off camera, the Mustang rolls into a ditch. After this dangerous high-speed chase, the suspect was arrested at gunpoint by Officer Plouch and charged with assault, theft, and speeding. Next up on Disorderly Conduct, a cop has a sudden falling out with a suspect.
Okay, what's your driver's license?
And a young man explains some unexpected warmth.
Did you just, you urinated on yourself?
Delay the bathroom break. More disorderly conduct is just seconds away. Officers simply want to talk with this driver in Pooler, Georgia. But the man at the wheel suddenly decides the conversation is over and fires up his engine. Seconds later, the T-Bird takes off, throwing an officer to the ground. The downed cop is able to get back up and take chase with his partner. Law enforcement agencies throughout the area are notified as the pursuit speeds towards Savannah.
624, it's 95 northbound, coming up to the 104.
After a few miles, the suspect slows down and heads towards Savannah International.
Going towards the airport.
As he circles the airfield, other squad cars respond from the opposite direction.
Everybody out of my way.
The converging cops spot each other just before the suspect hits the brakes.
That's us coming right at you.
The driver seems to be plotting his next move
Bailing out, baby.
as the oncoming cruiser closes in.
Be careful, he's run somebody over already. Signal 5, chap.
Moments later, an auto body blow delivers him to a ditch.
Signal 5 in the ditch.
The suspect escapes injury, but he won't escape justice. After he's cuffed and searched, he's booked for aggravated assault on a peace officer and first-degree criminal damage.
Be careful, he's run somebody over already.
Police spot a reportedly stolen Ford Taurus rolling through Elgin, Texas. But the man behind the wheel isn't about to pull over.
It's probably going to be a fatigue standby.
The officer calls it right.
Speed is 50 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour.
He becomes a very real threat to the public once he moves onto a more heavily traveled road. Other police units rush to lay spike strips in his path, but run out of time.
We couldn't get the flag deployed quick enough.
An oncoming truck catches everyone by surprise.
Look out, look out.
The suspect shows no signs of slowing down as he pulls onto a major highway.
Westbound 71. You think you can get up there in front of us?
A cruiser races up and cuts in front of the Taurus.
I am in front of the vehicle.
But the suspect quickly moves to the right and jumps back out in front. Suddenly, the Taurus flies off the road. It narrowly misses a large oak, then plows into a grove of trees. Police rush to the scene and find the driver clinging to life, but just barely.
He's still breathing. Vehicle ran over him.
It did?
Yeah, you can tell it ran over him. He got ejected.
The Taurus is doing over 100 miles an hour when it leaves the road, and the brake lights never come on as it rockets through the brush. Police later learned the driver had medical problems that seriously affected his mental state and recent behavior.
Okay, what's the driver's license?
A deputy in Hillsborough County, Florida, stops a suspected drunk driver.
Step out here for a second. Here, step over here. Yeah, I don't want you to get hit with a car here. Step right over here.
The officer walks the driver to the shoulder and gets right down to business.
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 19 years old.
Okay, how much have you had to drink tonight?
I only had one beer.
One beer? What kind of beer was that?
The young man's eyes appear bloodshot, and he reeks of alcohol.
ask you another question, okay?
No problem.
I easily detect the odor of an alcoholic beverage coming. Pretty strong.
Yeah,
For a
because
person I only have one.
I swear to God I did.
And your eyes are bloodshot.
The observant deputy notices something else.
Put your feet together. Did you just? Are you urinated on
Yeah,
yourself?
because I'm pretty scared, sir. I can't get in no trouble with no cops.
Are you urinated on yourself?
The deputy begins the field sobriety tests, and the suspect goes with the flow.
Keep your head perfectly straight. Don't move your head left or right, okay?
I'm taking a piss, sir, because I...
You want that?
Yeah, I have to take a real bad piss. I've been taking a piss for an hour. I'm really sorry, sir. I'll follow it.
You're urinating. If you
I
haven't...
have to, though, because I haven't, taken a piss, and I'm really scared right now. I'm telling you the truth.
What are you scared of?
Because I really don't want to get in trouble.
With that out of the way, the determined deputy gets back to the sobriety tests.
1, 2,
Stands for balance.
3.
Step off the line.
I'm nervous, sir.
Okay, let me get you started. No.
The roadside verdict is in.
Back for a second.
He's going to jail.
When we get down here, you'll take the blood test?
All right.
Okay, let's go to my car.
Please.
Police report that the suspect fails his breath test and is charged with driving under the influence. And that test confirms what the officer observed firsthand. The young man was indeed out of control.
I'm taking a piss, sir, because I...
You want that?
Yeah, I have to take a real bad piss.
Cherry Sunday.